What I want to talk about here is my anniversary. Tomorrow, December 2nd, is what I referred to as D-Day for the past 10 years. And why I refer to it as that, for those of you who don't know, I was hanging out in bushes. Yeah, wearing camo. Actually, the whole intent that day was to take pictures of cops jumping out of bushes to save the little girls who, of the sex trafficking ring in McGonigal Canyon, Rancho Penasquito, San Diego, that were being trafficked from the U.S.-Mexico border with the help of all of these wonderful agencies, with lettered acronyms that you believe are keeping you safe. DIA, FBI, ONI, and the rest were involved. So the sex trafficking ring, we became aware of it earlier when Ana Garcia from NBC LA, that's Los Angeles, did a report about the girls in the canyon and sent an undercover journalist who was posing as a migrant living in these canyons. It was shown once, deleted, never shown again, and then she was fired for being racist. Yes, Ana Garcia was racist against Mexicans because she showed that little Mexican girls were being trafficked and raped. Of course, only a racist would say that, right? Like myself. I'm such a racist. I went down there to go see. I interviewed the migrants, which are on video, admitting that this is going on every single Wednesday, Saturday, 4 p.m., right? $15 with a condom, $30 without. So what happened is we were threatened to be arrested for trespassing. Number two, after we had the girls on video, the guys get out the rooms and they called the cops, and the cops didn't want to do anything. They went and met us like 4 miles away. So we went over there and we told them everything we saw and that it was all on video. And, oh, well, do you have the exchange of money on video? Because if not, then we can't prove it's prostitution. As if they're like going after the girls for charging their $15, right? For being brought across the border against their will with their families threatened, hiding in bushes in these horrible conditions, way worse than me living in this tent. Yeah? Huh. So when that happened, I'm like, screw this. So I just ran all the way back, ran down the hill, and I decided I'm going to chase them, right? Which I wasn't clearly thinking, but I'm just thinking, save the girls. That was my own, that's all that was on my mind. And anyways, make a long story short, we did not save the girls. Why this is my D-Day is my life forever changed. I became a racist. I became a child abuser. I became a grand wizard KKK who not only works for the CIA, but also works for the Mexican government. Shooting helicopters out of the sky, poisoning people with chemical weapons and kidnapping them. What else? Of course, killing Mexicans because, you know, I'm racist and I hate brown people. Oh, and I'm a pedophile too. I'm not just abusing my children. I'm trafficking them. What else? Oh my God, then down the rabbit hole. Basically, everything horrible that could be said about somebody that would make every single person in the world hate him, no matter how love and light or wonderful or blah, blah, blah you think you are, that's me.
How is the local media portraying you? You mentioned that, you know, you've been characterized a certain way. How is that?
I guess as a white supremacist, anti-government terrorist, you know, I don't know how much time we have here, but there was a period of a few months that I spent with the Minutemen movement in 2006, but that was before I knew their agenda. and was able to witness certain illegal activities that caused the situation that I'm in today. On my radio program 2 weeks ago, due to many false reports and allegations for the last 3.5 years since I uncovered a sex trafficking ring where they were bringing the girls from Mexico across the border. Big, scary, white racist me, who went in to save the little girls, all of a sudden became a dangerous, violent vandalizer, child abuser. These threats have continued. Here we are 3.5 years later with people that promised to get back at me because I guess at the time I didn't know that the police were running the ring. And so the situation I'm in today, they broke down my door a couple weeks ago, came into my home, no charges, no warrant, no victim, no crime, and claiming that now I'm a child abuser. Stole my children and put them in protective custody. All right, so let's break it down a minute. So I started radio in around, well, I guess I started my own show in 2007, but okay, so let's say 2005, 2006, being a guest on shows, whatever, kind of making my way around there. By 2007, after I exposed the sex trafficking ring, December 2, 2006, I was disabled, in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the waist down, children feeding and clothing me, doctors telling me I'll never walk again. It was 2007. 2008, I leave everything, 2,700 square foot home in San Diego, run to the Midwest in a wheelchair, by the way, with my children, thinking, all right, well, maybe we get away from this big town stuff and, you know, the sex trafficking and the border issues and, you know, just find a nice small town and maybe they'll leave me alone, right? You know, Bible Belt, surely, you know, people aren't into that kind of degeneracy and we'll be safe and finally be able to have, like, a normal life and live off the land and heal. Well, I was naive, what can I say? I don't really know if I can adequately express or the loss of losing your children. You know, if somebody's dead, then you know they can't come back, right? But when they're completely mind-controlled and kidnapped, and that's not enough, right? The mind control and the kidnapping wasn't enough. I had to be completely crucified and slandered on top of it, and ostracized, and, you know, everything else. When we got here, we were all feeling so elated. We couldn't believe, you know, that we actually made it. And here, people did shit. They grew food, they built shit, they fixed cars, they, you know, they didn't just throw everything away or hire a slave or, you know, we were the slaves and it was great. We had pride and a lot of these people do. A lot of them don't too, you know, none of this is, you know, 100%. I'm just sharing with you my experience and what we saw and what we really enjoyed and what enticed us. Before I knew it, I was helping a lot of people. You know, I had already healed myself and I was helping others. The radio show was going up and up and up. Again, I was surrounded though. I just didn't know. I just thought that it was all normal and organic and yeah, I was crucified. Yeah, my children were kidnapped. Yeah, whatever. But what would have happened if that didn't happen? I would have been like willingly contributing to a fucked up system, to fucked up drugs, to poisoning my fucking children, I mean, at least I can sleep with myself. Name one person who's sold out that's happy with the result. Name one. No, your check is not more important than anything. Nothing is. And it's all overcomable. So enough of that. Speaking of bitching, I can bitch too. But you know what? I have a right to, because I live my word. I actually practice what I preach. I do. So whatever. It's just the way it is. Yeah.